Yeah, no problem.
And then a lot of people watch the recording too, so it's not all live, but yeah, it's usually a good bunch of folks.
No problem. How big is the community?
Well, on live we typically get about anywhere from like 80 to 100 people typically. But you know, our Instagram page is 50,000, and the BeatStars, they'll share it. Their platform's bigger than ours.
Nice.
So we typically post the highlights to all the platforms. So
got it.
Cool. I see people are starting to jump in. I promise you today will definitely be worth your time. What we're going to be talking about today, I think most of you guys can put to use immediately. So even if you haven't heard of Koji, please, that's the reason that you guys are here. So you guys can learn about new tools, new resources that you can use to build your independent businesses. I promise you, well, we never waste your time, but I promise you this one will definitely not be a waste of time. So it'll follow the normal format. You know, I'll talk with our guest, and then I'll allow you guys to ask questions, as I'm anticipating that you will have questions, or maybe even some suggestions, you know, for different ways that you can use the platform and their interactive links. So we'll get started in about 30 seconds. I see some of our regulars in here. Michael, what up? Arnie is Art. What's going on? Bufo, as always. Appreciate it. Mr. Smith, what up? Mr. Smith was giving me feedback on my pull-ups that I put in my Instagram story the other day. So appreciate that. Yes. We'll get started in just a second. All right, so actually let's jump into it, because I want to respect this man's time. I want to make sure that we don't go over, and that we get you guys the information that you need. Today, my guest is Wayne Leeloy. Is your last name correct?
That's right.
Yes, and he represents a new company called Koji. Although I said new. When did you guys start?
Koji's been around probably in a different iteration for about 3 years, but in its sort of newest iteration, about a year.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So I was introduced to, I think I found out about you guys through Clubhouse, if I'm not mistaken. And then I followed up and asked about some different ways to use Koji that I could put in play for the comedians I'm working with, and thought it would be good to introduce to the MEC community as well. So welcome to the MEC. Before we jump into Koji and see all the uses for the interactive links, you want to just give a brief background on who you are and how you got into this?
Sure. Well, good to see everybody. Thanks again, Dane, for having me. It's awesome to sort of be invited to share a little bit about what we're working on here. Super excited to kind of come into the community, but thanks for having me, and thanks everybody for dialing in. My background, initially my first introduction to music was as an artist from Memphis. Spent 20 plus years making music in Memphis, and that amazing city for my passion and my drive for music. Such an amazing place. But because the infrastructure and sort of the business of music is lacking there, people had to sort of learn how to hustle and sort of learn the business on their own. So as an artist, and I was putting out records and touring, and I started sort of learning the business and doing that for other people. And so my journey has been a really interesting one, mostly rooted in the music and entertainment space. But I've done stints in advertising. I've worked for Ticketmaster to run their music services division here in Nashville. I've worked for lifestyle marketing agencies on the brand side, and most recently, before Koji, I ran strategy for an entertainment marketing agency called G7. And so we powered music strategy for a handful of big brands. We did a lot of experiential marketing and then a lot of activation as well. And so in my role there, I really helped to create and enforce this sort of working ethos that we have that was, we believe in the power of the fan, right? And that agency was about putting fans first and building really memorable, amazing experiences that were brand powered, but really allowed fans to benefit. And so really, COVID obviously took its toll, and our industry got hammered, as so many of you already know. And so I spun out and sort of returned to my technology roots with Koji, and have been leading their strategy and entertainment practice, and I'm now actually refining that role a little bit now to sort of oversee what we're calling creator services. And so creator services is like our in-house agency. And so as artists or creators are onboarded into the platform, my team then reaches out and says, how can we help? We're here to make you successful. Here are all the tools. Here are ways that you can, really leverage the platform to build and run, direct to consumer business. And then, as things move forward and new tools are introduced on the platform, our job is to make sure you're well aware of those things and using them to their full extent.
Nice. So let's just start with the basics. What is Koji? What is it used for?
Yeah.
Why should artists and producers even care?
Yeah, man. So I have a deck that I can run through if there's desire to sort of have a visual sense for some of this stuff. I know sometimes people tend to learn a little bit better by visual, if that's cool to share.
Sure. Is there a share your screen option on your end?
Yeah, I can see that here.
Cool.
Let's see, share my screen. Boom. I'm in the show. All right, can you all see me here? Whoa.
There we go.
All right, so I'm going to do this one, and I'm just going to go view full screen. So hopefully you can see the Koji playbook here. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So really, at the 30,000 foot level, Koji is a new functional layer of the web. And over the next probably 12 to 18 months, you're going to see our platform showing up in more and more interesting sorts of ways. But we figured that the best way to introduce this new, really powerful, robust interface was to launch in the creator space. And so we built a suite of tools that internally we're calling the Fan Kit, and have been introducing it to creators at all sorts of different levels, from musicians to chefs to comedians to influencers. The list goes on and on. But in its simplest form, this is a new technology that allows you to build interactive posts to engage and monetize your audiences, right? In its simplest form, Kojis are links. And so in the same way that you can share, an image or text or a link or video across all these social platforms, that's really what you're sharing with Koji as well. But inside of those links are these really powerful, multi-layered, multifunctional, fully customizable templates that recreate a specific kind of functionality. Right, and so currently in the Fan Kit, we've got 6 or 8 of them that are live and featured on our website that allow you to do things like bundle and sell private photo or videos, sell custom videos per someone's instructions, to build like a group story, to sell downloadable files, or raise money, or build a subscription model, those kinds of things. So there are lots of different kinds of platforms out in the marketplace that we've looked at their functionality and built similar kinds of these functional templates, right? But we're not an app. There's nothing to download. Fans don't need to create new accounts. These tools are designed to live right inside of your social feed, and wherever fans already consume, discover, share, and transact with your content, the stuff already lives, and people can actually interact with it there. The thing that's really interesting, I'll go back for a second, is that we spend a lot of time, and I'm sure your audience can attest to this, building these vertical audiences, right? So you're putting all this energy into building a Facebook fan base, and on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and all these different places, TikTok even. And then when you want fans to go deeper. You want them to engage in your content. You want them to transact, etc. Oftentimes you're sending them off to a third party platform to then create, follow me on Cameo, or buy this on Shopify, or, Patreon, all these other kinds of things. And so a big part of why we created Koji was to directly influence that transactional and sort of engagement behavior and allow for that to happen right there in the feed. So
Wayne, just correct me if I'm wrong and let me know if I'm missing a bucket.
Yeah.
So I would use you can use Koji to monetize, to engage your community and just maybe create a fun experience, to collect data, because that's something I'm real big on. You can use a Koji to collect data. And I would imagine that there's ways to use Koji to grow your audience too. If you can create maybe like something that's fun to share, that your fans might be super excited to share with other people. So am I missing a bucket? So I would say monetize, collect data, engage your audience in your community, and potentially grow your community.
That's correct. When we talk about it, we look at it in 4 buckets, right? So it's to engage directly, to build community, to market directly, and to monetize. So exactly what you're saying there. And the way you do that, there are different, templates to really sort of the universe is at your fingertips here, because you can use different templates to do different things. But at the end of the day, each of them, can be used to do one of those kind of 4 things. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we found that this is the space that creators are in, right? Not everybody wants to monetize right away. You want to use these tools to kind of build an owned community. If the lesson of MySpace was that you have to own your fan base, because you can't put all of those eggs in the social media basket, because when that platform goes away, all those fans, right, they go with it. So. Right. Granted, that's where the audiences are now. So why not, leverage a technology that allows you to keep their attention from right inside of those.
So no matter where you are as an artist, whether you're an established artist or producer or just starting out, I would imagine there are ways to use Koji that are beneficial to where you're at in your career. So you don't need to wait until you have 1 billion fans to use it. There's ways to use it that you can use it in earlier parts of your career.
Yep, 100%. There are definitely lots of different ways that we can spin this thing out. Hey, honey, I'm online with some of my friends. So creators at every level. In fact, we just did a really interesting article, our CEO did, with the folks from USA Today, about the power of Koji as a platform to build these creator-driven micro-economies, right? And we're starting to see more and more people get creative about the kinds of things that they want to sell or offer. So, as we get into sort of the transactional nature of these economies, it could be, we have people selling compliments. We have people selling, access to themselves for feedback about this really great dancer, actually, who's on the platform. People are uploading routines, and Zach is actually giving feedback on those routines, right? So it's really all done right through Koji. So if you think about, Cameo for everything, if you will, that's the kind of functionality that we can present through the platform itself.
Awesome.
I'm going to share this deck with you, Damien, and you can kind of send it to everyone, so we don't have to worry about putting too much of it up into here. But let me go to my phone, and we'll go into some live examples here.
Cool. And I see some questions popping up already. Cool. If this presentation doesn't answer your questions, as we usually do, we'll take questions at the end. So just hold off on those until the Q&A portion.
Sure. Yeah. Super easy. So this is, just a regular iPhone. I don't have Koji, like I said, is not an app. It doesn't require any kind of downloads, etc. So this is, I'm just using a tool called Quick Screen to mirror what's already on my phone. But I'm going to start inside of Facebook to sort of show you how some of these things come to life. And then we can bounce over to Instagram or some other places to sort of see it. But here is, So we're also in the casual gaming space, right? So when Koji first started, we launched in casual gaming and sort of meme generator space because we were focused on that community. And that's really where the remix functionality, which I'll get into here in a second, really took root. And so the remix notion is really this idea of, I see a template that I love, I want to be able to use that. You can, in one click, actually remix this thing to kind of make it your own, customize it your own. So here's a real simple one that we just started playing around with yesterday. This is a tap game in essence, right? A really simple casual game. And answer the age-old question, right? Which was the best version of Van Halen? Was it Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth? And so folks can come through here, add their name to the leaderboard, tap, 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 etc. But inside here, you can go and remix this Koji. I tap the Koji button in the top right and hit remix this Koji. And now from inside of Facebook on my cell phone, I'm now able to customize these things. Who wore it best? Customize them to whatever sort of game that I want, right? So this could be, actually, let me, instead of who wore it best, where should I premiere my next single? That's a better idea. And so this could be, let's go here. Do you want me to do it on Facebook? Yeah, there we go, Facebook. Logo, right? And so what I'm doing now is I'm actually just finding some icons, right, to add into these little buttons. And then over here, I can do the same thing. I go in here and I'm going to look for Instagram logo. Boom, boom. And you can see in sort of a matter of seconds, I've now sort of said, okay, I can ask fans to sort of choose what platform they want me to premiere this new single on. I can go in and I can customize the background image, right? I'm just going to do something, a little GIF here. Swirly, that's what I'll do.
So Wayne, I don't know if some people might be confused a little bit, but before we even the remix, can you just give us some, like, just because I know that there are probably tens of uses, like 20 or 30 uses of Kojis, but can you just like list like the top 8 things you can do with a Koji?
Yeah. Let me actually do this real quick, and I'll actually take you to the home page here.
Because I know we jumped right into remixes, but I know some people might think, well, what are they remixing?
Got it. Sorry about that. I tend to get in my own head a little bit and want to get quickly into the into the meat of it. So thank you for keeping me on track. So if anyone can go to withkoji.com currently, you can see sort of the list of our featured templates, right? And so if you think about, wanting to sell a private photo or video or a collection of those things, think of that like an OnlyFans, right? But without kind of the added weight of the adult content kind of configuration. So if I'm an artist or a label and I want to, release some behind the scenes stuff, I want to do a first listen to the track, first preview of the music video, any of those kinds of things. I can bundle that up and I can gate it with an email or a purchase, right? That kind of functionality is inside of, one or two of these different kind of templates. Right. If we're thinking about that custom video type thing, right? I want to request that someone, sing happy birthday to my sister. An artist can put that up and a fan can, transact that sort of way. Or they might want some feedback on this particular song or chord progression or something like that, and they want the artist to transact or to share their feedback. That is the same kind of functionality that this one here, like sell custom videos per buyer instruction. That kind of functionality is there, right? We're seeing a lot of DJs build beat packs and loop sets and that kind of thing, like similar to what happens on Splice, right? That now you have, a functionality to be able to sell downloadable files, ebooks, like beat packs, etc. So that's really simple and easy to build and deploy. You want to gate, access to a blog or build some kind of a subscription service around content, written content that way. Boom, that template can help you do that. Similar to like a GoFundMe, right? A fundraising platform, raise money for small things. This is a really easy one to deploy and launch. We have artists raising dollars for, a house concert tour, or help me get my van fixed, or, I need to raise money to do a new line of merch, those kinds of things. In the past, you would have to launch, a larger kind of more, heavier, if you will, GoFundMe or Kickstarter or whatever initiative. These things are lightweight. They're designed to be kind of quick and easily shareable and deployed, across social. So easier to kind of build and do. And then start a new content feed is this idea, like I was talking about, around a group story. I'll show you one here on Facebook that is a really cool, easy to do kind of group sourced content initiative, just easy fan engagement. And then this one, create a menu for paid requests. Again, is sort of an iteration on that one I showed you earlier, which is, submit, a track, a video, whatever, and get, creator feedback or a custom video or whatever there. So lots of different kinds of templates. These are just the 8 featured.
So I know we're going to get into more examples, but one of the cool, simple ones that you showed me was for an upcoming Yellow Wolf release, where in order to see the cover of his upcoming album, you had to submit your email. That's right. True. So some of you artists may not be at a point yet where you can get anything because maybe there's not enough demand yet. But once you get to a point where you can extract data and ask people for data in order to unlock access to something, this is an easy way to do it because it opens up within the platform. It doesn't take people anywhere else, right? It opens up right there.
And so I just clicked on that first template, right? Sell a locked image or video. And this is, you're in now this sort of remix state, right? So this is so easy to build. I can upload an image or video. I can write the caption, right? So, join my email list to unlock this, great piece of content, or first listen, to the video, or whatever it happens to be. I can charge with payment, or I can go by email here. Right. Let's see. Join my list to unlock this exclusive image. Right. Whatever it might happen to be. And I'll just go here. I'm going to just click image, and it should allow me to come from. Oh, that's a URL. Sorry. I'm just going to upload an image from here. I'll just use this cool one. Thanks for putting that together, by the way.
Nice.
So let's pretend, right? This might be a behind the scenes from the studio or whatever it happens to be. And so then I go in here. I'm going to finish this thing. You're actually going to see what this thing looks like, right? The image itself will now be blurred, right? Because you have to unlock it with an email address. But I'm going to put this up here, a QR code. If you guys get out your phones, you can actually scan that, and this Koji will launch for you. And you can kind of play around with that functionality and see what that thing, how it works, etc.
Right. So, and not that you confused anybody, but just to reiterate what a remix is, if you see a Koji, if you see Yellow Wolf's Koji, that you enter your email to unlock that cover, and you're like, oh, wow, that's a good idea. I want to do that for my cover.
Yep.
You just click the remix button, and that same template will pop up, and you just insert your art, and now it'll generate a new link.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. See this unique URL up here, WayneWithKoji.com/PlainLeroy/YXWD. That can be shared. Well, I'll show you. Let me just unlock this real quick. So I submitted my email address. I just unlocked the image. Boom, I'm ready to go. So I can also just then share this. I'm just going to do it to Facebook again so you can see it. But again, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, as if you have a swipe up, or as a link in bio. See, and here's what the unlocked piece is here. unlock this exclusive image. Boom. So all of the relevant social platforms, right? All right. So I'm moving a little slow inside here. All right, let me go back to Facebook real quick, and I'll just show you what it looks like inside the feed. We'll sort of close the loop on this guy here. Boom. All right. So right inside of my feed, unlock this exclusive image. I'll click on that. And boom, right away, that same Koji pops up, right? Join my list to unlock this exclusive image. Wayne at withkoji.com. Enter your email to unlock. Boom. And so that's the flow, right? That's the whole fan experience. If I want to remix this and make it my own, boom, we're right back into that same flow again. And that is the same functionality for every template that's out there, right? All of them kind of work in the same way. That makes sense?
So Wayne, I think the only kind of, I don't know if there's any plans to link. So say you get all these email addresses. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's a manual process in terms of downloading the CSV file, and then I would need to upload it into my MailChimp or my whatever email provider. Are there any plans to kind of automate that so I wouldn't have to? Not that it's a hard step to do, but are there plans to link that automatically so that the list automatically updates? Or
currently that's not in the pipeline, but it literally is as easy as download a CSV, right? And so we're trying to make, I'm sure there will be, if there are any developers out there who wanted to build off of the API to be able to automate that, you totally could. And actually on February 1st, we're opening up to our developer community, and are going to actively be promoting, developers to come in and work off of our platform to sort of build their own suite of templates, right? Or iterate on the ones that we currently have. Right. So the short answer is today, no. The longer answer is that could kind of get into the pipeline, or if there are other, developers who want to come in and build that for us, we certainly could do that as well.
Awesome. Okay. So now, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you had more to go through the presentation, or if we can take questions, let me know.
Yeah, I'm happy to do questions. And, if we start lagging on the questions front, I can jump back into the other live examples.
Yeah, actually, let's see a few more live examples of how it could be used, because I think that will generate maybe some other questions.
Sure.
For folks. But if you do have questions, no matter which platform you're watching on, whether you're on Periscope or Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, just put your questions in the comments, and we'll try to get to them before the hour is up.
Got it. Now, Damien, I can't see if folks can see my screen or not.
My fault. No.
Okay. Cool. All right. Boom. So we're back in here. I'm going to jump into Instagram. So on the With Koji page, which is at With Koji, there's tons of examples of different kinds of creators and the way that they're using Kojis to really build a direct-to-consumer business, right? We've got everything from EDM record labels to singer-songwriters. Here's a band called the Gooms that is doing, all these really interesting, actually, let me show you this one. So this is a band called the Gooms. They're out of LA, and they have currently our link in bio tool. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Called, this is our magic link, right? So it's sort of a vanity URL. And so they're driving all of their action over here to koji.to/thegooms. So their link in bio. But what that does, when you launch that, it actually launches a custom profile builder that they customize. And so these are all, you can link out to their official site, become a ruler of the Gooms. Let Us Scream at You is actually a Koji that was sort of like that Cameo template that we looked at earlier, right? The, pay to tell me what you want me to do kind of thing. And so Let Us Scream at You. And so it's like, I'll actually do this. What's your video request? Scream me. What? I'll just do happy birthday. You hooligan. Right. And so request is $1. Let me actually walk you through sort of the purchase flow too. This is kind of cool. So I'm not currently logged in here, right? If I was, you would see that I actually had a balance. So you can actually, the first time you log through, you would confirm your mobile phone number and align a credit card. And then you've just created a purchase account, right? And so regardless, it's a global wallet. So regardless of what Koji, what artist, whatever, we're using Stripe. So you can transact with single click, right? Super easy to do. Inside of that, tell us what you eat is also another sort of functional Koji that they have here. I think this one, I don't think they're charging for it. Oh yeah, this is like an AMA type thing, right? Ask me anything. So these guys have a bunch of these different ones kind of going on. Fun, easy, simple fan engagement tool. All right, let me go back to another fact.
So for that one, the one you were paying $1 to have them scream. So if you paid $1, they would send you a video of them screaming.
Video. Exactly. And so I'd buy it. I would get a receipt via SMS that says you just paid $1 to the Gooms for Scream video. And then they would get, as the creator, they'd get a note that says Wayne just bought a Scream video from you. Then they would record it, usually on their phone or whatever. And then they would attach that file to the receipt. And then when it's ready, they'd send it back to me. I'd get a notification that says the Gooms have fulfilled your video request. I'd pull it up and I'd press play and it would be right there in that receipt itself.
So hopefully you guys can start to see how you can get very creative with this tool. I mean, obviously totally. Just kind of the general templates and use I don't want to say not so creative way to use it, but you can get very creative with these tools and have it be super in line with your brand and create experiences that are fun for your fans, that are engaging. So hopefully this is just going through some of these examples starts to get your wheels turning. Wayne, can you also tell them what, if they do use the platform for some type of payment or monetization, what does the split look like on the payment?
Sure. So the only time Koji makes money or charges you anything is for a transaction, a cash transaction. We do an 85-15 split, 85 to the creator, 15 back to Koji. And so really very competitive based on what's out there. You know, other folks are charging anywhere from 25 plus, but Koji is really locked in that 85 to 15. If you're a nonprofit, we have a different revenue model there where it's 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. But, you know, there's just a 501c3 verification that we have to go through initially. But everyone else, it's very simple 85-15 split.
Awesome. And Danielle asked, are there plans to add phone numbers as a form of payment?
Phone numbers?
No, instead of, so you can do, I mean, we've talked about this. So you can use phone numbers as opposed to asking for an email address. You can ask for it.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah. In our contesting app, we have a contesting app currently that allows for first name, last name, phone number, email. Soon we'll be adding zip code to that. But yeah, so there is a way to gate that with phone number.
Because our community knows that I'm super big on text marketing. Yep. Matter of fact, I host a weekly webinar every Monday that talks about why you should use text marketing, how you should use text marketing. And sorry to deviate from our current conversation, but that's a good time to plug this webinar. If you want to attend the webinar, the link's in the Music Entrepreneur Club Instagram, and we'll be live at 1:30 today. So make sure you tune into that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that inside commercial real quick, but
got to get it in.
Exactly.
So another, you know, just thinking about what are the easy to deploy, lightweight ways, right, that people can use some of these templates. whether that's, again, for fan acquisition, engagement, or monetization. Here we have DJ Spanish Fly, who's a Memphis hip hop icon, worked early on in the days with 3 6 Mafia, etc. He launched a really easy sort of fundraising Koji, right? I'm actually going to go to it. You can see it real quick. So up here, again, he's using it up here in his link in bio. But it's as simple as, contribute to his birthday fund, show some love, contribute to his birthday fund. And I think he's raised, I don't know, $30, $50, something like that. There it is. So top donors, right? They got, three donors currently who sent him some dollars. But super easy, right? Again, if you wanted, to add here, boom, donate now, right? And then again, you're back into that purchase flow. Super easy to do. But if you think about, you yourselves as an artist or a label or an event or a brand, even how easy it would be to kind of engage fans to participate there.
Cool. So a couple of questions that you can add your music, correct? Yes, you can gate your music. That's one
Absolutely.
That's one of the things. Another one was, how much does Stripe charge on top of that if you use a credit card?
Nothing. The Stripe credit card transaction and processing fee is built into that 15%.
Awesome.
That whole 15% split is the total you'll pay. Hey, I wanted to show this one real quick. This is a guy who's actually been doing really, really well. You can tell, you can't hear the audio currently. I have it turned off, but he's doing a custom he's a flute player, and he's doing these custom videos. And so, excuse me, you put in your video request, but in the background there is an actual video of him sort of pitching what this thing is. And so he's done really well with, the custom call out. And so just having that video layer there to kind of help relay the message has been really, really powerful.
Dope. So his Koji was, if you want some type of messaging or song played on the flute.
Yeah, a custom cover, right? Hey, I sent him one that said, I love that song, Tell Me Something Good by Shaka Khan. Can you do a version of that? Right? And so for $10, he cut a live version of Tell Me Something Good with backing tracks and all that kind of stuff and sent it back to me. So really easy to do. And he, like I said, he's really been blown up with the video kind of call to action in the background.
Got you. So we have another question. Can anyone remix? If so, would that lose exclusivity in terms of marketing tools?
Anyone can remix. You don't have to create an account to remix. If you want to keep track of any of the data or monetization, etc., then you would have to create an account. But as far as does it limit the exclusivity of the marketing? I would say no, because when someone remixes, they're making their own version of it. So it's not like it's diluting the awareness of yours, right? Anyone can share your exact Koji, or they can remix and kind of make a version of that of their own. So It doesn't dilute, what you have in the marketplace.
Yeah. So you're really just taking their template and then you're kind of using your brand and changing the messaging. So even if I have a clever way to how I use Koji, most of the uniqueness is going to be in like my particular brand, like the one that he brought up before, where you were paying $1 to have them scream at you.
Yeah.
Like that's probably a thing that makes sense for their community, right? You can use that same template, but you're not going to be screaming at your fans unless you have the same brand. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. No, it's really, if you just think about it, like what are the templates? What's the functionality of each template, right? Is it unlock content by dollars or email? That content can be anything. If it's, raise money for X, the thing you're raising money for could be anything, right? But it's just, if you think about it from a functionality standpoint, that's how you should, be thinking about how to best use these tools. Here's another good example of a link in bio, right? Again, that's been a really powerful place. DJ Paul from 3 6 has this up here, and inside of he's got links to all kinds of stuff. He's got a custom game that we built for him that took us about 12 minutes, quite honestly. I'd encourage you to play with that one. Custom videos and shout outs. You'll recognize this. He's prolific on Cameo, but he wanted a way for fans to engage with him right in the feed without having to do the discovery piece, on Cameo itself. So same kind of functionality that you've seen in other places, he's built right into his feed, right? Features. This is a direct link that goes to an email address that where he's actually accepting features, invitations for him to feature on other people's music. And then he's got all of his different links and stuff here. But again, if you wanted, people use Linktree, they use link in bio, all that stuff. The folks charge for that. Koji doesn't currently charge for any of these free tools, these direct marketing or fan engagement tools. So anyone could go now, and I'm actually going to give you an opportunity here. Here's your QR code. If you wanted to build your own sort of Linktree version that you're not being charged $6, $7 a month for, scan this QR code. It will pull up DJ Paul's Linktree. And then from there, all you have to do is remix this Koji, right? And it starts from scratch. You can add whatever image you want for your header. You customize whatever the name is. If you've got an existing Linktree, click import, drop that Linktree link there, and it will auto-populate whatever you've already got. And if not, then you can just add, official website. You can add whatever links you want manually. Right, official website, and then boom, whatever that link is, and then just keep adding links, right? And then in the background, good.
I'm assuming you can also just, like, if you have different Koji experiences, you can put the different Koji links in there as well.
Absolutely, yep, absolutely, yeah. So like DJ Paul's had, let me go back to him. Oops, let me close out of that. Right, so the Scary Gary game is a Koji link. Right, the merchandise links out to his own website. Custom videos and shout outs is a Koji link. Right, so there's a bunch of different ways that you can kind of keep all of those things there. He's got it in link in bio, but then he's actively promoting it on his stories as well. Right, here's another artist, or actually a lifestyle fitness instructor who's got a bunch of different offers on his Linktree. Right, request the motivational video, right? So you get the sense of how these kinds of things, can work and get spun out, and the way that different people are using it. Here's a cool one that you don't see a lot of right now. Paul Mcdonald is a singer-songwriter here in Nashville. Has done a lot of sync work, a lot of regional touring, that kind of thing. This link in bio is a more kind of refined version, right? Almost like a mini website. And so inside here, Paul has a link out to his live shows. He got his most recent YouTube video, right? That plays right in line. Same thing with his Spotify. He's got a link out to his merch store. And then he's got this fan wall concept that we're starting to see a lot of now more, where the call to action is like, add to my fan wall, post a photo from the show. And so, hey, I saw you at the live at the Troubadour, Analog in Nashville, Perez Hilton's house, that kind of a thing. And so that's a really cool, super easy fan engagement tool. And then if you go to see more, because we only have limited, real estate there, he's got that same simple Linktree thing there with all kinds of different ones, right? He wants fans want to FaceTime with him. They want to talk about songwriting, his inspirations, whatever. So for $20, he's, selling access to FaceTime. Now he only sold 10 of these, right? So these are sold out. So you can't purchase that one anymore. Here's a quick contesting widget template. This one, he's only asking for email, right? He's not asking for name, phone number, the rest of it, but that same functionality is there. An ask me anything type template here as well, right? So I think, you get a sense of how these kinds of things can work, where they come to life, and just think about, all this stuff lives inside of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Let me stop sharing now. YouTube, Twitch, Reddit, Snapchat, right? Sort of wherever the audiences happen to already aggregate these tools can live.
Yeah. So yeah, and just to pile on the examples, you know, the people that watch this know I manage comedians, and we're working on a new sketch comedy show. So there are a number of different things that we're thinking about to utilize the Koji. So we might put like a preview of an episode and gate it with email, or we're thinking of before the episodes actually go live. You know, they're at a point where I think there are some people that would pay to see the episode. So we might do something like that. So it really just depends on, you know, where you're at in your career, how creative you can be, what your brand is and what your community's like. But I would encourage everyone to just get very creative and, you know, create some unique experiences for your fans. So that you can accomplish whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, whether that's monetization or engagement or, you know, the things that we've talked about. So awesome. I'm scanning for other questions. Let me see. I think we covered most everything.
Oh, good. I'm seeing now that you put the withkoji.com link up there.
Yep.
In the feed. And, you know, if you guys have questions or just need some inspiration or any of that stuff, check out any of our social channels. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. We've really been featuring a lot of creators and a lot of the varied ways that people are using the tools. So you can really get a good example of that stuff from there.
Dope. Cool. Well, I think this has been awesome. You're going to share that presentation. I'll put that in our Facebook group.
Yeah. I'll text it to you or I'll email it to you, and then you can share it out with the world. So if you guys have questions, ideas, you know, want to learn more, just hit me up. I'm just Wayne at withkoji.com, and I'm happy to get our team answering some questions. So
dope. Bufo, I see you making jokes, man. You out of control. Well, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you taking the time to educate our community on this new tool. I think a lot of people will take advantage of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of your guys' Kojis. So I may remix some of your ideas as well.
Yeah, you know, we're laser focused right now on getting, you know, people onto the platform, getting these things live, looking at fan engagement. We're running some contests and stuff too, where we, you know, awarding, you know, cash prizes to people who will unlock content and all that kind of stuff. So right now we are laser focused on getting people live and getting them, you know, posting. So if you have questions or ideas or want to be featured on our socials, that kind of stuff, create an account. You'll likely get an automated email from me saying, welcome to Koji, how can I help, kind of thing. And then you'll be off to the races. So let's get it done.
Dope. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, there is a text marketing webinar in about 45 minutes that I'm hosting. I want to try to get more people using text marketing. So we'll talk about why to use it, how to use it. Maybe there's even at some point, I know we talked about email being integrated into Koji at some point. Maybe there's some kind of text marketing functionality that gets added in the future too, because I think that would be super beneficial.
Totally.
So cool. So if you want to attend the text marketing session, the link is in the MEC bio. So hopefully I see some of you guys there. It's in the MEC bio. Click our link tree that we might turn into a Koji very soon. So click that, sign up, and I'll see you guys there. Wayne, thanks again. I'm going to end this broadcast now, but if you could just hold on a second, I want to circle back because I have some other.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. I'll see some of you guys in about 40 minutes. Everyone else, I'll see you next Monday. Peace.
See you later.